Namaste and welcome to React Bits. Today I'm going to continue on with a Flutter Firebase authentication tutorial that I had previously published. You guys liked it very much. Thank you for your support. And many of you have requested that I include the sign up flow in the tutorial as well as add web support. So in today's tutorial, first we will upgrade our existing project. So here I'm using the same project that was completed in the previous tutorial. The link is provided in the description below. And first we'll upgrade the plugins and add web support, and then we'll move on to the sign up flow. So first, let us see the PubSpec file. So in the PubSpec file, we can see that Firebase Auth is using 0.14 version and Google Sign-In is using 4.0.7 version. So first what I'd like to do is, I'd like to check the latest version for those. So if you see, Firebase Auth is at 0.16.0. So let us upgrade this. Then Google Sign-In. So Google Sign-In is at 4.4.6. So let's upgrade that as well. 0.6. Okay. Next thing, I'd like to switch. I have a multiple Flutter SDKs installed. So I'd like to switch to Flutter B, that is beta version of Flutter that I have installed in my machine. If you don't know how to configure multiple versions, you can either use fbm package that is available in the pub.dev, or if you know, then you can install multiple copies of Flutter and use the alias in your terminal. So I'm switching to beta version of Flutter. I've also upgraded the packages. So then what we need to do is we need to create the files required by beta version of Flutter to work with web. To do that, what we need to do is flutter create dot. So what this does is it creates the missing file. So my Flutter beta version is aliased as Flutter B, so I'll have to use Flutter B create. So doing this, we'll add a web folder. You can see that a web folder has been added with index.html and different files, required files. So now in the devices, I can also see Chrome. So I can choose the Chrome device and let me try to run. If it runs or it creates a problem, let's see. Okay, it is running. Okay, cannot read property app of undefined. So let me just tile these windows. So, okay, this cannot be smaller than this. So, okay, let's check the debug console. What is causing the problem? Okay, main screen cannot read property app of undefined dot 18. So I think this is because of the Firebase authentication stuff. We have not yet set up the authentication or Firebase plugin to work with web. So let's go to the Firebase Auth, and if you scroll down at the bottom, you can see that web integration. In addition to Firebase Auth dependency, you'll need to modify index.html. So let's see that, read more in this. Click this link, readme of Flutter Firebase Auth web. First, inside body, before main.dart.js, we need to add these two scripts. Let me copy this, and in index.html, so before this script, okay, let me add these two scripts first. Next, we need to initialize the Firebase. This should also happen before main.js. Okay, and this Firebase config will have to be the configuration of your Firebase project. Let me pause. I'll add my configuration. You add your configuration for your own Firebase project, then you can come back here. Okay, once you add your Firebase configuration in your index.html file, just stop the project and launch again. So this should stop the bug from happening. Now let us try to log in with Google. I believe client ID not set. Okay, so for login with Google to work in web, we need to add one more configuration. So let's go to Google sign in and let's check. Let's Google it. Sign in flutter-web. So we need to provide the client ID. In the meta tag. Okay, so we need to go to Google sign in web. Let's check this web integration. So we need to add this meta tag, copy, and in here index.html. So let's add this meta tag, Google sign in OAuth client ID. So first go through the instruction here to create your Google sign in OAuth client ID. Okay, let me configure a project here. Select the correct project in the dialog, click next. Where are you calling from? Web browser. JavaScript origin, localhost. Let's create. Okay, so this is our client ID. Done. Let's put this client ID here. Okay, and let's stop this once and let us run it again. So I think this should now work. So we have configured the Google sign in for web as well. So let's try login with Google. Is it working? It is not working. It's giving some exception here. So let me check. Has not been whitelisted. Okay, so we need to provide this client along with the port number. So to do that, we can go to Firebase console, authentication, sign in methods. In Google, go to edit and whitelist client, add. So web client ID and secret is already here. Let me save. Okay, so let's try again. Hot restart. loading. Okay, it's stuck in the splash. So let's remove this for once. Okay, I get the login page. Press login with Google. Again, I am getting an exception. Okay, localhost has not 34541 has not been whitelisted for client ID. Okay, to solve that problem, what we needed to do was we needed to go to the credentials page, the link from here, and you'll see this Google API's Cloud Console, and from there select the correct project. Here I'm selecting the test project, and in the list of over 2.0 clients, you can see that there are different clients created for Google sign-in, and in that create edit, and in the authorized JavaScript origins add your localhost URL along with the port number. Okay, so one is enough. Let's save this. Once you have added the URL along with port in your authorized JavaScript origins in Cloud Console, then you need to run your Flutter app in the same port. Otherwise, each time you run, Flutter will run it in a different port. And to run it in a specified port, what you can use is Flutter. I'm using Flutter B because I'm using a alias run -d Chrome --web hostname localhost and web port 34541. If you do this, this will run the Flutter project in Chrome in the specified port. So this is what we added in our authorized origins. So once it runs, we can easily log in with Google in our project. So if we do login with Google, we should now get to the sign in page. So let me just use my email. Okay, try using a different browser. If you are already using a supported browser, you can refresh your screen. Okay, if this happens in debug mode, I think what you can do is you can copy this URL and use it in the Chrome that you are already using. So let me just paste it here, and let's use this instead of that, and log in with Google. Okay, so I should be successfully logged in, and I can now log out and try login with email. So next what we will do is we will create a sign up page and follow the sign up process. So let's create a sign up page along with login page. Inside UI, let's create sign up.dart. Let me just copy everything from login page. Okay, from login page, let me just refactor and rename this to sign up page. And for sign up as well, we'll use email and password, so everything will be same. And let's modify the auth provider. So we have login with Google, sign in with email. Let's create sign up. Well, sign up. email and password. In this should be again a sync method. Let's do try auth result underscore await auth dot create user with email and password, password, create password. So if you want to put in a confirm password and test, so all you can do is you can create a new field in your sign up page called confirm password and validate it in your UI itself. So I'm not going to do that here. So once the sign up process is complete, Firebase user result.user, it will be rest.user, then if not equal to null, return true, otherwise return false, and catch exception. Let's message false. So we have created a sign up method. Now in sign up page, instead of sign in with email, let's use sign up with email, and to distinguish, let's change this login to sign up. Let's make this login with Google to continue with Google. All right, and in the login page, let's add a navigation to create account page. So below this raised button, in here let's create raised button text sign up on pressed push context. Here material page route builder and sign up page. Okay, let's hot reload. Okay, not hot reloading. Let's try hot restart. If that happens, just quit and let us run again. So the next thing you need to understand is the login with Google method doesn't change whether you are signing up a new user or logging in an existing user. So it's the same for both sign in and create account process. Just the sign up process will change. So if we go to sign up page, now we have a sign up page. We have continue with Google option. It's the same. It uses same code and it works the same. And there is email and password, and I think this login button should be sign up. So let's say create account, and let's print this message as account creation failed. Let's hot reload. Okay, let's go to sign up Now we have create account. So let's try test2@testmail.com. I'm just using a simple password. Let's do create account. It's not save. Okay, I think the account is created. What we needed to do was we needed to clear the text controllers here. So clear controller dot clear if. So if res is true, then we needed to clear this as well as navigator.pop. So if we just hot reload now, it should go to login page. Let's do sign up, test3, let's do create account. Okay, so we have successfully logged in with the newly created account. We can again log out and sign in. testmail.com and log in. So this is how we can easily sign up new users using email and password. Thank you everyone for watching this tutorial. In this episode, you learned how to add web support for Firebase authentication in your Flutter applications, as well as sign up user using their email and password.